It's a decision that a lot of parents struggle with, and we're going to talk to Andrew Campanella about what's out there right now and what might be able to change. And you know, everybody just wants to do the best for their kids.
Of course.
And a lot of parents feel like they're hemmed in. If you watch that documentary, Waiting for Superman, you see the lengths to which parents are willing to go to try and get their kids a leg up in their education. So let's bring in Andrew right now to talk about this. He's been kind enough to give us a few minutes via Skype to talk about the issue of school choice. Andrew, thanks so much for being with us.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, so let's talk about your organization first, just to give folks an idea how you got started and why you felt like it was so important to educate parents about school choice.
Sure. National School Choice Week is America's largest annual celebration of opportunity in education. And during National School Choice Week, which is coming up January 25th through the 31st, individuals, schools, community organizations hold events to educate people in their community about all of the different options that parents can or should have when it comes to their children's schools. And the reason this is important is because, first, parents have more choices now than they ever did before in this country when it comes to their kids' education. And second, there are still tens of millions of families who need more choices, and we want to bring some awareness to that.
Andrew, you've said that the overall theme of National School Choice Week is to show the success stories made possible by education options. Can you share some of those success stories with us?
Absolutely. You know, I worked for many years in Washington, D.C., and in particular on a program called the D.C. Opportunity Scholarship Program. And that is a scholarship program that allows students from very low-income families to attend private schools that are chosen for them by their parents. And I met one young lady who went from attending a school where she was failing, she was on the verge of dropping out, to becoming the valedictorian of her new private school. So when a parent is given the right to choose the best school for their child, and that could be a public school, a public charter, a public magnet, a virtual school, they could homeschool their child or choose a private school, great things happen because kids are able to unlock their true potential.
Well, Andrew, you mentioned, obviously, and just listed off a whole other range of options from traditional school. So things obviously are moving in some areas in the right direction here. But even though this is, you know, you don't want to make this a political issue, it's going to become one, or it is one anyway. Do you think that this, that the country and the education system as a whole benefits from having this type of debate in the political arena?
Absolutely. I think that the more we talk about the importance of providing every child with a personalized, challenging, and motivating education, the more we talk about that and the more we debate how to do it, the better things will be. Because there are so many families out there who have almost been conditioned to think that they don't have choices, that they're forced into one school because that's where they live. And the reality is, for other similar families across the country, they have a whole portfolio of options. So we need to talk more about this so parents can stand up and demand choices where they don't have them.
Andrew, some opponents will say, though, by having this, that you actually are starving public schools, so to speak, and teachers of the resources they need to do their jobs. What do you say to opponents of your program?
The first thing I would say to that argument is that, gosh, these people who think this is going to hurt public schools must not have a lot of confidence in those public schools, because I went to public schools my whole life. My mother teaches in public school. I'm a big supporter of public schools, as are so many of the people participating in National School Choice Week. Folks need to have more confidence in the traditional system and not automatically think that just because parents have choices, they're going to all flee the traditional system. The reality is many will stay, others will choose different public schools, some will choose other schools in the public sector like charters, magnets, and virtual schools, and yes, some will go to private schools. But the reality is when all schools are competing for those kids, all schools will get better.
So that's a real aspect. That's why some folks have latched onto this, is the competition aspect of all of this. Are you seeing any signs, again, Andrew, because you mentioned the fact that there is more competition or more choice really for parents now than ever before, are you seeing any increase in the quality of education based on this type of competition?
Absolutely. Look at the state of Florida where I'm at, and You know, there are a lot of students participating in a variety of school choice programs, whether it's a very vibrant charter school sector or a private school choice program called Step Up for Students. As a result of all of these different types of school choice, student achievement is increasing for students across the board, especially when it comes to lower income kids who traditionally were not doing so well. That's the achievement gap we hear talked about all across the country. And every year that achievement gap costs America $2.7 trillion in lost economic output. Here in the state of Florida, because of school choice, we're closing that gap, giving more kids the opportunity to succeed, and that helps everyone.
Andrew, you have, I believe at last count, was it 8,000 schools that have signed up now to participate?
We're at 9,300 schools now.
9,300 now, okay.
And 10,000 overall events for School Choice Week. Okay. And this is everything from district schools to charters, you name it. All types of schools signed up to hold events.
And what are they going to be doing at these events?
Well, some of them will hold parent information sessions so they can let parents in the communities know about their schools. Others will hold pep rallies, celebrations. Some people will hold rallies at state capitals and let lawmakers and legislators know that they support school choice. People will hold roundtable discussions, movie screenings. The best part about School Choice Week is all of these events are independently planned and independently funded by folks in local communities across the country.
All right, Andrew Campanella, thanks so much for being with us, president of School Choice Week. Great issue here, and as you mentioned, hopefully the competition will increase and the quality of education will continue to increase. Thanks for being with us, Andrew.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. Much more to come here on America's Forum. We're just getting started, kind of started with the second hour of the program here, halfway through, I guess we should say. Still much more to come here on the show. Stick around. We have Dick Morris coming up a little bit later. We're going to talk about the fallout from the NYC police ambush. Much more coming up right after this.